A significant, life-threatening, and potentially historic winter storm is on the way for many Americans, especially from the southern United States into the mid-Atlantic and the Midwest, and even into the northeastern United States, where we could see widespread snow totals of half an inch to an inch of snow, and widespread ice accumulations of at least a quarter of an inch up to half an inch of ice, with isolated totals reaching up to 2 feet of snow and even up to an inch of ice. We could also see some isolated severe thunderstorms tomorrow and Sunday, where we have enough instability, wind shear, and moisture on the southern part of the storm, and we could see some isolated damaging wind gusts and even a few tornadoes. So anyways, let's get straight into this weather forecast. First of all, looking at our Storm Prediction Center outlooks, you can see today we mainly just have a general thunderstorms risk across much of Texas, especially into western Texas, where you could see some isolated to scattered thunderstorms today. Looking at tomorrow's outlook, we actually have a decent area for thunderstorms across eastern Texas into Louisiana, southern Arkansas, Mississippi there. I wouldn't be surprised if I did add a small marginal risk of severe weather eventually. If we go down to the discussion here, they're saying that right now it looks like the severe weather risk appears quite limited, but that could obviously change as we go into later today and tomorrow. And looking at our Day 3 outlook, we actually have a marginal risk of severe weather across extreme southeastern Louisiana, southeastern Mississippi, southern Alabama, into southern Georgia, and the panhandle of Florida there. And looking at our discussion, mainly just a brief tornado or two and some isolated damaging wind gusts, although you wouldn't be surprised if they upgrade this to a slight risk of severe weather eventually. Next, looking at our probabilities of more than 6 inches of snow from the Weather Prediction Center, you can see right now generally the greatest chance for 6 or more inches of snow will be across much of Kansas into much of Oklahoma. But as we move into later today, you can see those probabilities move east and they also start to increase. And as we go into overnight, the probabilities continue to increase and become more widespread until they're generally across a very large area, and eventually the storm will move east and portions of Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, into the mid-Atlantic United States will start to see 6 to 12 inches of snow there. And then you can see as we get much farther east, you can see those probabilities increase a lot before they basically start maxing out at 95% there. Next, looking at what some of our snow totals could be, starting with the Euro, we're just going to go to the continental US, and then we're going to change over to total precipitation accumulation, or actually total snow accumulation here. You can see generally by tomorrow morning, you can see a widespread area of up to 6 inches of snow there, and as it continues, we'll have another system behind that will bring even more snow. And you can see, I think the Euro's doing pretty good, maybe just a little north, but I generally think that's actually doing pretty good now. So, don't pay too much attention to the actual totals, but generally this is actually pretty decent, considering we have the two systems there. Then going to the GFS, we're just going to do the same thing. Total snow accumulation. Where is that? Nope, that's the wrong one. Haha. Here's our total snow. You can see generally the GFS is maybe a little more chill on the snow totals, but generally around the same as the Euro there. By Tuesday, you can see generally have similar amounts of snow across those areas, maybe up to 2 feet there across portions of eastern Kentucky into western West Virginia there, which would be very interesting. So, if you are in the path of this winter storm, make sure you have enough food and water and other supplies to last you until you get power back, because many of you in the path will likely lose power from the storm, from the snow or the ice, or a mix of both. And that is the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider sharing this video with your friends and family, especially those that are in the path. And also comment down below if you're in the path of this storm and what it is like there when the time comes when the winter storm hits you. Goodbye.